Hello, 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 everybody. How's it going? Welcome to stream. Welcome to stream. We're streaming. We're back. How's it going, gang? Just gonna move some windows around. I love when I have to move windows around. Milla, welcome on in. Lovely to see you. Let's hop into just chatting really quick. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. How's it going? It's your boy, Val. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm wondering what my baby boy is. I think he's sitting out by the front. But welcome on in, folks. I hope you all doing very well. I just realized my camera's just ever so slightly off center. But hello, welcome. It's been a while since we did a tabletop stream, but we're here. We're back. We're gonna be tabletopping. I'm doing well. So the reason why we were late, I woke up early as usual, took Shiv out, had a great old time there. I am having some lower back and like abdominal pain. I had it since yesterday. And we're bringing I'm sorry, Shiva has his entire treasure trove of toys here, and every time he disappears from view, he comes back with yet another toy, so it's just very, very humorous to me. But yes, I had a little bit of abdominal and lower back pain yesterday. This morning, it was pretty painful. It was pretty painful this morning, so I was like, hey, if I'm gonna stream, I'm going to go walk to there's a clinic not too far from where I live. It's like walking distance. So I just thought, okay, I'll just quickly walk to the clinic, grab some meds, and then I'll start streaming, which is why we're late. I'm not too worried about it. I appreciate you all understanding. But yeah, hopefully, I don't think the meds have kicked in yet. I think they will in a bit. You know, they usually take some time before they kick in. But yeah, hi, Shiv. Good boy. I think he just wanted the specific toy to chew on, rather than presenting it to me, but it's okay. But I'm doing well otherwise. Yesterday, after work, I decided to play about like 3-4 games of Marvel Rivals before I went to bed. And I finally hit silver, which was wild. I think that's wild. That I hit silver Marvel Rivals. The highest I've ever gotten in any sort of like ranked game was like was gold in League. I got to like the lower gold ranks long ago. So getting to, and that took me years. It took me years to do that. So I'm still in the wild. I'm sitting in the wildness of hitting silver as quickly as I did. Which feels nice. It feels very nice. I have a little sippy of my drink. I ended up going to work for a handful of hours. Oh, was it good at least? Did you have to deal with terrible stuff, or was it all right? Oh, he's abandoned his toy. Where's he gone? Oh, he's just playing. It's funny. I wish I had like a dog eat cam so y'all could see the nonsense that I also see. Anyway, welcome all into stream, folks. So today, as we've mentioned during the post, we're continuing to build my self-indulgent Transmigration TTRPG. It's kind of just a small project I've been doing on the side, as a little treat. And I thought, you know, I haven't done a tabletop thing in a while for stream, and I didn't necessarily want to be gamer again. So I was like, you know, maybe I'll work on this. So y'all seem to enjoy the game design streams, so I thought, why not? Let's sit and design together, and y'all can see what I've been cooking. It's kind of shit. It's been busy when the district manager shows up, and I hate when he comes around. I got told that I'm too authoritative. Apparently, I was talking back to my temp manager about how we do a thing at work. Huh. But your temp, does your temp manager think that? Or is that just the district manager throwing their weight around? Anyway. Working, and dealing with dynamics at work. I send you all my strength, pup. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some self-indulgent game design. So I'm not anticipating this to be like a super long stream, but I think it'd be fun because I get to hang out with y'all, get to talk about TTRPGs, and I get to show some new stuff. Some of the new stuff we have is I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we have some new emotes. So I'm just gonna chuck some in the chat. We've got some fun new emotes, which I think are really cool. They're very, very fun. And not only that, we also have some new channel point redemptions. Not a lot. I just decided to add some. We now have a... We have a... Where the fuck is it? Otso mode. We have an Otso mode and a woo now. And Otso mode, well, I guess you'll have to redeem it to find out what it does. But we have an Otso mode. Turn the music down a little bit. Oh! Someone has redeemed the Otso mode, so we shall... Let's turn down the music a tad so it's not super loud. Alright. It is Otso mode time, which means the headphones kind of have to come off temporarily. Alright. And my glasses, actually. Oh, I forgot to do the bottom band too. Ah! Your teeth are very sharp, Otso. Otso mode. There we go. I hope the sound isn't terrible in the microphone, but I guess y'all can tell me that. It's Otso mode. Looking cool, I'm glad. It is, I mean, is it menacing? He's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. But yeah, this is Otso mode. It's a little easier if I don't wear my glasses, actually. I sound fine? Great. So now we're in Otso mode, where I will wear my mask as we continue streaming, which I think is very deeply funny. You love this mask. So for context, for folks who weren't at Big Bad Con or have not seen me wear this mask in particular, this is my Otso mask. This was made by my husband as a little treat. He made one for himself, not of a bear. He made a tiger one for himself, a pink tiger one, and he made this one for me. So it's kind of like my own little fur mask. The closest thing I have to like a fursuit mask. Hey, Azra, welcome on in. I want to look into if I could design you one. The mouth opens and you talk for the funsies of it. So one of the things I really want, but it costs money. It costs so much money. One of the things I would really like to do is to get like a half fursuit. I don't like a full one. A full one's really hot, and I don't know if I want that. Maybe for something else. Maybe for a different persona. But for Otso, I would love a half fursuit. I want the fursuit mask that has a long tongue that opens up, the blue tongue. I want a squishy nose that makes a sound when you boop it. And him to be fluffy, of course. And I also want to get like big paws. Nice big paws that are like nice and squishy. And yeah, that's my really like for Otso fursuit. We could do a GoFundMe or something. Hey folks, give me money so I can get a funny fursuit. That's so funny. Maybe. I'm hoping that maybe, and also there's the other issue of like storage and stuff like that. Uh, Actually, that's a good question. I don't know if I know any fursuit artists here based in Malaysia. They might exist here. Maybe I should look around. Maybe they might be. Maybe the prices would be a little bit more within my budget. Could be a Kofi goal. That's true. It could be a Kofi goal. Maybe I'll set that as a Kofi goal in the future. Oh, big chomp. Alright, big chomp from the baby. But yes, when you redeem Otso mode, I'll wear this mask for a few minutes. Which is really fun. I really like... I was like thinking, dang, I don't really get to wear this mask very often. And this became kind of like my fun little thing of like, maybe I can do this. A sub. Thank you so much, Azra, for your subscription. It's been 22 months in a row. Thank you so much. You're on a yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Welcome to the den, and thank you for subscribing to me. It really helps. All of your support really, really helps, y'all. I need you all to know this. Alrighty, gang. Alrighty, gang. Let's get to it. So now that we're in Otso mode and doing things, let's see. Let me get my window up so you all can kind of see what we're working with here. I'm making this I need my glasses. I thought I could do this without my glasses, but I do need my glasses. There we go. Otso Bear. I'm also gonna move some windows around because I would actually like to see what you all are saying to me. I know there's a way to like edit your OBS layout, but I haven't learned how to do that yet. Alright. Let's go to TTRPG. Hello! This is my game. This is the game I've been working on. Let me adjust my camera. There we go. Isn't that better? You're welcome. Alright. So, we have been, well, I've been actually working on this Transmigration TTRPG. Now, I think maybe it might be time for me to actually explain what Transmigration is. So, for those of y'all who are unfamiliar, Transmigration is a genre. It's a type of genre similar to isekai in Japan, but the Transmigration one is more popular in Korean and Chinese media. So, the premise is that the protagonist gets transported into a world that they know is fictional, typically a book or a video game and things like that. There are different methods to transmigration. A lot of them happen through the death of the protagonist. When they die, they somehow end up in the fictional world. And the world that they know is fictional. And typically, it's a fictional world of a piece of media that they have consumed. And the cool thing about the transmigration is that almost always what happens is when they transport into this fictional world, they are greeted by this sort of like omnipotent, omniscient, kind of antagonistic and yet neutral entity known as the system. And the system is basically gives them goals to achieve, gives them rules, and they kind of have to like move about the world by the system that's been placed by the system. So my Transmigration TTRPG, the base premise is the player will be playing the migrator, the person who has transmigrated into the fictional world, and the GM will be the system. Sorry, there's hair in my hair. There's hair in my eye. And it's going to be a 2-player game. It is incredibly self-indulgent. It's going to be a Powered by the Apocalypse game, just because I think Powered by the Apocalypse as a system lends itself really well to this concept. Yeah, you just gonna bark while you're chomping? You're mid-chomp, what are you barking about? Anyway, that's so funny. So yeah, we're gonna have playbooks, PBTA, Powered by the Apocalypse playbooks. And these are the archetypes that we'll be doing. So it's the protagonist, the guardian, the villain, and the cannon fodder. These are the other archetypal characters that the protagonist tends to transmigrate into in transmigration novels. You're either the protagonist, the guardian, the villain, or the cannon fodder. The thing that inspired me to make this game is one my husband has been. I've also enjoyed. I should also contextualize that I also enjoyed this book, but MXTX's first book series called Scum Villain's Self-Saving System is really, really good. It's really fun. It's just a really fun jaunt, and the protagonist is just so... He's just so fun. He's such a fun protagonist. He dies after cursing out the... Yeah, he dies after, like, cussing out this web novel that he's reading. And he gets transmigrated into the world of said web novel. But instead of, transmigrating into a beloved character, he gets transmigrated into the scum villain character. And then he has to kind of like navigate all the restrictive rules set by the system, as well as actually, because the system basically challenges him. And it's just like, well, you called this book, and I quote, you called this like piece of media like a dumb fuck book written, like a dumb fuck novel written by a dumb fuck author, like, so I'd like to see you make it better. Go and make it better, buddy. And it's super entertaining. It's really gay. It's super entertaining. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so this is the premise of my system, the premise of the game. It is super self-indulgent. We're slowly building this out. And yeah, why does this look different? It is different. I was like, what is this? This is different text. Yeah, what the heck? What the heck? Excuse me. There we go. Wonderful. So that is my fun little transmigration game. This is all I've written so far. So I've written a little bit of like flavor text for each of the archetypes. I've started writing the dice system. I will probably fully write it out in a second, probably today. And I've listed a bunch of general moves. A bunch of general moves that we have. So here are some moves. Actually, let's talk through the moves. So I've separated the moves to 3 categories. We have the general moves, which is can be used by everyone. We have challenge moves, which are things that the player can use specifically towards the system. And the system moves are what is being used by the system, aka the GM. So, some of the general moves include win someone over, beat them up. I need to come up with a better one, but I just wrote beat them up for now. Encounter peril, investigate the scene, and move stealthily. The challenge moves are flip the script, I've seen this all before, blend in the scene, plead for aid, and beg for your life. These have to be specifically used towards the system. I'll explain them a little bit because they're not quite as straightforward as these. Flip the script is meant to be a move where, as the character who's transmigrated, you understand the trajectory and the movement of the scene, and you're going to try and negotiate with the system to change something. This would function, I would say, pretty similarly to, for those of you who are familiar, this would function pretty similarly to a change the game move in City of Mist. The next move is I've seen this all before, but this is a move you use with the system where you would basically also negotiate that you understand the way the plot typically moves, or the way that the fictional world functions, and you should know something about it. And I haven't quite figured out what kind of role or what kind of resource is going to be used, but that's basically what you're going to be doing. We have a move called Blend in the Scene, where you utilize knowing the script enough to know what your particular role is and not to direct a lot of attention. Because the thing with transmigrators is that what typically happens is there's a lot of attention on them. Turns out when you make a lot of changes to what would have been the set plot line, a lot of people take notice. So that's another move. Plead for aid. This is if you're in trouble and you want to ask the system to help you. And the last one is beg for your life. So this is, I kind of want this to be a Failman's version of the God Killer move, which is the suffer your fifth strain, where you get to like negotiate with your life, but you gotta beg the system, right? You beg the system, and usually you have to take some sort of bane for it. So that is the premise of this particular move. I just think it's funny. I think it'd be really, really funny to have a player at your table where they're just like, please, 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 please. You know what I mean? Also because the number one audience for this game, for me, is my husband. And I'm like, that would be really fun. That would be something he would do, and it would be really, really funny. The next section is system moves. I kind of showed a little bit about the system to the folks who are pledged to my Patreon. If you're pledged to my Patreon, you do get access to little sneak peeks like this, and I did list some for the system. And the kind of thought process behind it is, because if you are someone who plays TTRPGs, and if you are someone who has GM'd before, a lot of the stuff that I have actually listed here let me take that again. The things that I've listed here are not new. They're not new concepts. They are very, very common and instinctual concepts that kind of come with GMing. But because I've made this for my husband, and I've also made this for the Scum villain fans who have so little content, they're so hungry. They're so hungry for more content. I wanted to make it super simple and super accessible for folks to play the system and not feel like they have to be, one, incredibly well versed in transmigration lore, or two, feel well versed in GMing and stuff like that. Because I will say, I think, this is just my opinion, I think playing the system in this particular game as a game master is a unique challenge. And the reason why I say that is because the system is almost always, in transmigration novels, almost always antagonistic. At best, neutral. They are often there to complicate a situation to make it funnier. They're often there to not be very helpful in a very frustrating yet hilarious way. And yeah, they're kind of meant to be an antagonistic force here. So I think that's pretty challenging as a game master to kind of be like, I am your game master and I'm here to like make a thing collaboratively with you, but I'm also portraying essentially a character that's meant to be omnipotent, omniscient, all-powerful, as well as antagonistic. So I wanted to give folks as many tools as possible to be able to portray the system in a way that is fun, that is exciting, but also does not kind of like destroy the spirit of tabletop role-playing games where we're meant to be building things collaboratively. So I was starting to write a section here about how do you kind of like walk the tightrope there. But I'll talk through some of the system moves we have here. We have set the stakes, which is when the transmigrator needs to make a decision or the scenario has developed into a complicated one. I don't know why I just dropped the sentence there. This is why editing is important, kids. You can use the set the stakes move to establish the risks and rewards of a scenario before the transmigrator. This can look like system. Before you is Master Feng. He seems to have been caught in a trap covered in an entanglement of thorns. He's in a lot of pain, and he doesn't seem to be able to get out. Transmigrator. Yikes! How close are the different thorn branches? Can I squeeze my sword past and break them? System. I will now set the stakes. You can attempt to break past the vines with the risk of potentially hurting yourself, or getting yourself trapped by the plants yourself. So you're setting the stakes. That you can't do this, but it seems like a risky move. So that's what set the stakes means. Complicate the situation. When the transmigrator fails or partially succeeds, that is the perfect opportunity to complicate the situation. This move is distinctly different from do harm and should be used to introduce a complication, drama, or higher stakes into the scenario. Reward generously. When the transmigrator succeeds, the system should reward generously for their efforts. This can include the gifting of XP, a magical item, positive reputation, or gaining a strong ally. Punish severely. When the transmigrator fails or breaks the rules set by the system should punish severely. This can look like gaining a status, being placed in a difficult scenario, losing reputation, or losing allies. Do harm. When the transmigrator fails and the scenario is appropriate for them to be hurt, then the appropriate move will be to do harm. This can be utilized, when the transmigrator is dueling and takes damage from their opponent, or when the transmigrator tumbles out of a moving train and gets hurt. Give an ultimatum. When the transmigrator has to make a difficult choice, then it is appropriate for the system to give an ultimatum. This move should only be used in intense and climactic scenarios where the transmigrator has to make a powerful and difficult choice. So those are the moves. I think we've done a lot of progress. This game is almost playable, is what I'm gonna say. I think this game is almost playable. All that it needs is for the playbooks to be done, and then it's basically playable. So what we're gonna do is, this is a different font. Yes, it is. Oh, I love this song. This is a good song. There we go. But yes, let's talk through the dice. I think the next thing for me to write up would be the dice system, because I think I can hammer that out pretty quick. So let's do that. Also, I think it's been enough minutes that I've been in Otso mode, so I'm going to de-Otso myself. Your boy's going to de-Otso. Wow. It is pretty fun to wear, though. I mean, this is a great channel point redemption. And it's always sitting here, so it's easy for me to get. Oh, my glasses are dirty. I feel like I just cleaned my glasses. You know what I mean? I feel like I just cleaned them, and they always get so dirty. And I'm like, I don't think I touch my glasses that often. You know what I mean? I don't touch my lenses that often with my hands. So I'm like, how do you get so dirty? There we go, that's better. Oh no, Val has been defurried again. It's so funny. But all of y'all in the chat when Sayer found out he doesn't have his tail and his antlers, when all of y'all were like, oh, he's been defurried, I lost my shit in chat. I tried so hard to keep it together because it was doing my scene, but I need you all to know that I was cackling on the inside. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Now that we're here, now that we're having fun, let's write out the dice system. So I'm gonna insert a table. We're going to need the dice number and the outcome. Yeah. So we got number and then outcome. I'm trying to remember what the PBTA numbers are specifically. Oh, people are doing numbers. Hold on. I think I need to have a PBTA game open. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun. Where is my PBTA game? Hello? Do I not have any in this folder? I feel like I should. Maybe I have to go check out my drive. Cipher system. Huh. I guess I don't have a PBTA system in this folder. That's so interesting. That is so interesting to me that I do not have one here. I mean, God Killer, I guess, but God Killer... The thing with God Killer is that it has overkill, which I don't necessarily think is a mechanic that would be conducive to transmigration, to the Transmigrator game. I also need to come up with a title. I'm not very good at coming up with a title of a game. Yeah, 7 to 9. That's the number. I was like, I have to feel... I was trying to make sure that I knew what the number was. So it's like less than 6. So 1 to 6. Oh. There's a failure. Oh. And then it is 7 to 9 is a mixed success. And then we have 10 plus. That's not a plus. 10 plus, which is a success. There we go. I just had to make sure that I actually remember the numbers. Bonk. Let's put some color in this. Get some green. That's nice. There we go. Titles are really hard. Alright, so this game utilizes the Powered by Apocalypse system. As such, this game uses 2d6 when making rolls in this game. The Transmigrator is the only one who rolls. The system merely makes... I don't know why I said merely. The system responds by making moves, and that's the world and the characters within it. And then here's the dice system. And obviously, we're going to have a section here where we talk about all the different outcomes. That's not how you spell success. That's one too many C's. All right. And then we're going to change that back to here. All right. Oh, I forgot to be... I had my vitamins just sitting on my desk this whole time and I forgot to take them. So I'm going to take them right now. I need some water, actually. Actually, folks, I'm going to take a quick BRB. I'm going to grab some water. And I'll be right back. I'll see you all in like a couple minutes. Please go get some water. BRB. Okay, I've returned. Thanks for waiting. Just adjusting my window again. Bum, bum. Oh. Sorry, my dog's being very, very cute. Alright, let's hop back into... I hope y'all can't hear the toys being thrown around not too far away from me. He's being very, very sweet. Anyway, this is a Beast Within. I'm taking some of the language, because thinking of language is hard, and if you've already written a thing, why have to write it all over again? So I'm gonna write when the transmigrator rolls the numbers 1, 2. I should maybe say the numbers 6 and below. Below, they fail in their attempted action. The system should then describe the immediate consequences of failure. Failure. Consequences of failure. There we go. And I'll give a better description when the system responds. Instead of mixed success, I think I call it success with cost. Prefer that. Success with cost. There we go. And then success with cost. Pop that. A success. I should say when the transmigrator rolls the numbers 7 through 9, they mostly succeed in their attempted, I wish I could spell, attempted action. But there is a cost or complication that occurs. I do like this example, so I might just keep it. I might give a different example that's more in line with transmigration novels. For example, I'm trying to think of a scenario from the novels. I might ask my husband. I'm gonna make a little note here. He has a great memory of Scum villain. This would be a great opportunity to make a Scum villain reference. All right, so we got failure, we got success with cost, and then we have success. When the transmigrator, I hate it when it changes the font on you. When the transmigrator rolls 10 and above, they succeed in their action, attempted action. There is no cost or additional complications. Just succeed. Reward them. Reward them for a job well done. There we go. That gives some indication to the system that they should probably reward generously. Alright, we got the dice system. I'm going to move these guys a little bit over here. Wonderful. Don't you like it? But it looks so nice and neat. Alright. Obviously, there's a section about rolling the dice and what numbers to add, but because I haven't quite figured that out yet, we're going to have to wait on that. Mel, welcome on in. Howdy. How's it going? Welcome back. How's life? How are you doing? We are currently making my very self-indulgent game, my Transmigration game inspired by Scum Villain, the Scum Villain self-saving system by Monsiang Tung-Siu. It's a great book. It's a fun novel with a very very good analysis and insight into online fandom and culture. But welcome on in. We just finished writing up some of the dice system aspects. We're using PBTA for this, which I'm very excited about. I think PBTA is kind of perfect for this. And I think after this, we're going to try and work on stats, I think. I think we're gonna have to work on stats. Because all PBTA games kind of have have some stats to it. Actually, this would be a great opportunity for me to look at my masks super sheet. So in masks, which is also PBTA. Where is the stats? Excuse me. Okay, so they use 5. They use 5, which is interesting. And I don't necessarily... This isn't a very helpful reference point for your boy. But I do have to figure out the statistics here. So what we're gonna do really quick is I'm gonna make a little list here. Stats. All right. So we want one. So let's make a list now. Y'all are about to enter into my little mind palace of how I think about game design. So because the thing is, there's obviously the question of like, do we need stats? Because like games like God Killer they don't have stats. And I'm gonna say yes, we are going to need stats in this particular game. And it's because we have playbooks. And we want the playbooks to feel distinct from each other. So we're going to need... This is kind of like the general thoughts I have. Have one for fighting. Have one for connecting. So this is like your social stat. This is your kind of like physical stat. Your social stat. Wisdom is kind of like your intelligence stat. Intelligence and wisdom. And then will. And my idea for will is for a lot of the challenge moves. It's just to see how well you can like deal with stuff, you know? I'm trying to think if there's another. What are your thoughts, gang, for stats? Is there something I'm missing, or another kind of like stat that I need to be thinking about? Because the thing about Power by the Apocalypse is there aren't a lot of stats. It's usually about 3, 4, 5, depending on the type of game. Grit? Yeah, we could call it grit. Grit's a great word. But do we think there's anything missing? We got a physical stat. We have a I'm not keeping fighting and connecting. I'm gonna change it. But we'll have a physical stat. We have a social stat. We have kind of like an intelligence stat. Luck. That's fun. Do you know why that's fun? Let me tell you. Azra, you absolute genius. Let me tell you why that's fun. Let me tell you why that's fun. Because we have this guy. We have the cannon fodder. And the cannon fodder is let me read out to you the description of the cannon fodder. You have transmigrated into the forgettable and expendable cannon fodder. This character was most likely endured great suffering and murdered and then forgotten, and not necessarily in that order. But surely there's more for you in this story than just being left to the wolves. Perhaps in your hands you can be something more. Having a playbook with like a negative luck stat is hilarious to me. Yes, that's our 5th stat. It's luck. And if you're a protagonist, you get higher luck. I think that's fun. Alright, no, I love that. Alright, so we got grit, luck. I don't mind wisdom. Wisdom's not bad of a word. I do want to have a better word for like connecting. So connecting and fighting. Grit, luck. Okay, so we already wrote grit and luck. Those are the ones we definitely like. What would be? I don't want to just give might. Time to look up a thesaurus. I feel like with antagonism from the system, sheer luck stat just makes sense. It's true. I do like power. I do like power. Do you know why? Brawn is also good. Because I want it to also be like, it's like your physical stat, right? So like, but you don't necessarily have to be like, you know, a brick house, you know? It's about your strength. I might go for power. Because for example, if someone were to play, you know, very typical for like Transmigration, very popular I should say, Transmigration, like a setting that's very Ciencia, then, you know, it's not necessarily brawn. If you're a Ciencia, it's also about like the way you use your magic, the way you're able to utilize the powers that you have. So I might put power, but regardless, it's about using power in a physical way. Connecting. This is going to be hard. Open to thoughts about connecting, about social. This is the social stat. This will be the social stat. So this is, you're going to be doing this for trying to reason with folks. You're going to be using this to win someone over. You're going to use this with the system probably. Grace is nice. Grace is nice. I like grace. It feels very genre appropriate. Power, grace. Do we like wisdom? Like, wisdom seems fine, but do we like wisdom? Part of me thinks it might be... Acuity. Acuity. Might not be a very accessible word. That's my own... Because I like that word. I'm just worried about folks not knowing what it means. Wisdom. Wisdom. Sagacity. That's the word I've... there, acuity. There it is. Shout out acuity. I mean, dictionaries still generally work, so if it's unfamiliar, you can find it. It's true. I'll make a little slash here with acuity. My husband will have the final say, I think, because I am making this game for him. All right, so we have our stats. GG. Good job. Good job, guys. Thanks. All right, so we have our stats. Just gonna bonk that down here. All right. This is great because like we could give like 2 positive things per playbook maybe. In terms of like so for example, the protagonist can have like good luck and power, like luck and power. The guardian can have like wisdom and grit or wisdom and grace. The villain can have actually maybe they should just choose. I don't know. I have to look up some playbooks in order to like fully decide. And obviously each playbook will have some playbook moves that they can use as well. All right. I think now that we have our stats, it'd be... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. There we go. We got our general moves. And then I'll have a little descriptor under general moves to explain how they are and how they work. And then what we'll do is we'll attach each of these with a stat. That way we can know which stats are underrepresented and which are overly represented. So let's say the general moves, as the name suggests, can be used generally by the Transmigrator. Oh, got a text message. Hang on. Alright, just clearing things up. Ah! There we go. Sorry, I had to answer that. Alright, so we have win someone over. So when you attempt to connect, convince or otherwise persuade someone, then you should win someone over. Make a roll using your... This will be your grace. Make a roll using your grace. And then 6 and below is a failure, so to 9 is success with complication, success with cost. a success. But I think we need to give some really specific guidance here. So 6 and below. Your attempt to endear yourself has fallen flat. Okay, successful cost. Oh, I keep pressing buttons that I'm not supposed to press. You connect and endear yourself to this person. However, it does cost you. The system will narrate the cost and consequences. There we go. There we go. Connecting with your I will write flavor text later. Alright, now we have beat them up. I might change the name. I don't necessarily know if that's necessarily the phrasing I want to go. But I will write when you attempt to fight there's something else if you, when you attempt to fight engage in violence, then you should beat them up. Make a roll. Oh, actually, it's full stop. Hello. Make a roll using your power. There we go. Love that. Alright, we have encounter peril. Ooh, encounter peril. So this was meant to kind of be like a way to withstand. So I think it's still going to be a will. This is still going to be a will. Your will. Investigate the scene is make a roll using your, what was it, wisdom? What did we say? Acuity? Just gonna put wisdom for now. Move stealthily. Ooh, that's a question. I'm gonna say grace. Yeah. I think I need another move that utilizes power. I think what I need is to have each general move should have like each stat should have 2 moves, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I need another will, another wisdom, and another power. Yeah. I think that's the vibe. Oh yes, it was changed to grit. You're so right. Sorry, my brain has not updated with the correct terminology. So we need another grit, and we need some for luck. But then again, okay, let's do challenge moves first before we decide. So flip the script. All right, so for the way flip the script functions in my mind is hello? Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. Do you need something? Huh? He's being very baby. Sorry, my doggy just booped his nose on my leg. All right. What was I saying? Yes, I was talking about flip the script. So the way flip the script functioned in my mind was that you understand how the story is meant to go, and you're going to use that knowledge to change something. See, I think I have to leave this open. I think I have to leave these open. Or do I make them all luck? Because I feel like depending on the thing you're trying to flip the script for could determine the like stat. You know what I mean? I've seen this all before can be a... Do they need to be a roll at all? Actually, that's a good question. No. They don't need to be a roll. I don't think so. It could be we could take a similar approach to God Killer and have questions instead. Because then what we could do, yeah, because that would be very compelling actually, is to have they don't need to be a roll. That's a thinker. That's the thinker. I'll have to contemplate. That the transmigrator answers and the system, yeah, and the system answers the other. Because like for example, with like I've seen this all before, right? One of the questions is what's about to happen, right? Like one person answers what's about to happen, the other one answers what small thing escapes your notice, sort of a deal. So that way you get to kind of like pick your poison, right? What you could do in that situation is you could be the one to say the snag that you do not foresee, right? But and then the system tells you all the stuff that you do know and you do understand and you can utilize. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, let's pick these questions. Let me see if they are for everything though. Flip the script, yeah. Blend in the scene. Plead for aid, beg for your life. Yeah. Also, all these are in Arial, and that's annoying me. This reminds me, I need to get Derek back for another session of God Killer. Ooh, yeah, y'all haven't played in a second. Alright, yeah, so these are questions. Alright, so these are questions based, which then begs the question of luck. We're going to have 2 moves involving luck, at least. What is about luck? What is luck? What is luck? I have to think about that. I will have to think and contemplate on that. I mean, obviously there'll be moves with each playbook, so that's not too concerning for me. Okay. I think we're doing great. Maybe we spend the next few minutes just describing each stat, eh? Ugh. I hope this is fun for y'all. I know I'm spending a lot of it going, I wonder. Welcome to me game designing. Sometimes I just write a thing and then I have to think about it for a sec. Perhaps an avoid hijinks problem kind of movie. Fail some comedic but difficult situation. Using this to co-work, I'm so glad to see I can be a comforting co-work in role playing. And avoid hijinks. That's the thing. So, like, you bring up a really good point, which is this. Because when my husband and I were talking about this, we were kind of talking about it in the sense of, like, that exact thing, which is making me think this does not belong in challenge moves. I think that's what's happening, is that this does not belong in challenge moves. This belongs in general. Because this is meant to be like chaos erupts all around you. Try to blend in amidst the chaos, you know? Where if you fail, some comedic but difficult situation occurs. I don't know. This is kind of a big question mark for me. Talk to my husband about that. What else do we need luck for? Part of me wants to do like a part of me is tempted to put a move here that's like a hope for a miracle, you know, like a hope for a miracle move. You just sit in a hole, you cry, and you hope that something happens. You know what I mean? Beg for a miracle, beg for a Deus Ex Machina sort of situation. And then you roll with luck and see if that helps. If that helps you, I think that would be funny. Yeah, why not? This is gonna be make Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Oh, your boy's getting a little peckish. Feel a little hungry. Which means I might have to order food soon. Yeah, low stakes, high stakes luck rolls. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, okay. I have a stronger idea for that. All right, for power, I'm gonna open up some City of Mist really quick. Oh, hi. Presenting me your toy. Oh, you want pets? No. He says, I'm sick and tired of you being in your office. I'm sick and tired of you being in your office. I'm opening City of Mist because I think they have a few different types of, like, physical-based stuff. So I'm just going to take a look at what else they did. Oh, yeah, they have, like, a go toe-to-toe sort of situation. Let's take a look. Let's see how they differentiate it. Let's see how they differentiate it. Convince. We already have a convince. We haven't changed the game. We'll just flip the script. Face danger. This one is our grit. This is our encounter peril. Go toe to toe. When you use your abilities to overcome someone or something in a struggle for control, state what your goal is. Okay. And then we've hit with all you got. Interesting. Investigate. Look beyond the mist. I mean, we could give luck another move that's like seeing things ominously, you know what I mean? Oh, that could be a system move. That could be a challenge move. That's something we could do. Okay. Sneak around. Take the risk. Be the Omen speaker? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? They also have take the risk. What cinematic moves? Flashback. Montage. I do want to give the system a flashback move. Hey Grace, welcome in. How you doing? We're doing well. We are working on the Transmigration TTRPG. We're currently working on our moves currently. So what I'm doing is I've opened up City of Mist to kind of like read through how they've distinct, because they have a few moves in City of Mist that are kind of similar, but actually they're not. So I'm just like reading through and see how they've written and differentiated them, just to give myself some ideas on how to distinguish moves. I kind of really want to give I am not going to lie, y'all. I am very tempted to give the system a flashback move. It's time for a flashback. You know what I mean? I think that'd be really funny. I think that'd be really funny. Sorry, my stomach is growling. Might have to order food soon. But how are you doing, Gray? How are you doing? How's life been? You're doing alright, been filled with inspiration for Last Hope theme week. I did see that. I did see that. C was telling me about it. I'm gonna go, flashback. So we'll have a flashback move. I think that'll be fun. Alright. Beat them up. So we have like a beat them up is basically going like a go toe to toe. You're like fighting, right? What other violence-based thing can we do? Let me see. Masks. I have a masks super sheet here. Basic moves. Let's see. Alright, so here they have directly engage a threat. They have unleash powers. Defend. Provoke. Take a powerful blow. Okay, so here, actually, they only have one thing for power. Like in terms of like physical prowess, they really only have like one basic move that does it. I'm sure the playbooks utilize it differently, but this is very interesting to me. How very interesting. Okay. This is very, very interesting. In the middle of reading the third novel at SVSSS, so it's quite fun to see you designing a game inspired by it. Oh, so you know exactly what I am doing, right? Like, when I am writing all of this down, you're going, oh, I know who exactly is going to be the kind of character that I'll play, the cannon fodder. You know? Also, SVSSS is like a wild ass book series, but it's fun. It's very, very fun. I also I love Shen Qingqiu. Shen Qingqiu is incredible, an incredible protagonist. Love him to death. I also just love how many times he's like, oh my god, these people care about me, huh? And I'm like, you're actually like very nice to them, so yeah, of course they care about you. It's wild. Anyway, I won't spoil it. I know you're in the middle of reading the third book. Oh, I'm getting a little. I might need to get another drink to kind of like tide over my growling tummy. So, folks, I'm going to take a quick BRB, and then we'll continue. I'm going to grab a little snacky. BRB. We're doing so good today. Also, thank you for your patience. I'm chomping on a little dessert. It's a little treat. What the fuck is this? What the hell is this? What am I supposed to put here? Is that a word? Oh. This is a word. Nice. Oh, I have no idea. Well, this was the furthest we've gone, so I'm very proud of us. I'm very, very proud of us. F in chat. We're doing great. It's fine. Could be worse. Just chatting. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Just gonna toss that for a little bit. All right. We're here. We're hanging out. Let's hop back to our scene. Hello. It's nice to see you all here. All right. I don't foresee being on for too long, just because I got the call with the husband soon. My brain kept going about the Oedipus complex and combining it. I don't know how to spell it. You're so fair. It sounds like a word that could exist. To be fair. To be fair. So I totally understand. Alright. Let's work on the challenge move. Since this is pretty much written up. I think we came up with a pretty good concept. I want to see how Connie phrased it with the question. There we go. Okay. So it's da 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 da. Answer one. Da 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 da. This person answers one. Gotcha. So I've seen this all before. Let's see. To knowledge of this world, of this world and its plotline. Describe what you know. And answer 1. The system. Trying to think how to phrase this. The system will respond and answer the other. There we go. That's what I meant to say. All right. So I think. I've been feeling like playing Pokemon Silver again. Every few months, I'm like, do you know what will heal me? Playing Pokemon Silver. Try to remember how I phrased the question before. There's a better way of phrasing this, but like one question is basically what happens next. And the other one is what unforeseen challenge rears its head? Yeah, that's basically the question. Obviously, I'll phrase it better. This is just a draft. I'm trying to do this thing, and this is a thing I also would love to challenge you all to do in your own writings, in your own sort of like game design, especially because I know a few of y'all are entering game jams. I'm trying to not silence necessarily, but push to the side my internal editor. That's something I'm trying to do because I've noticed that it's kind of been holding me back from writing and making progress. Because otherwise, what would have happened if I didn't just write what happens next is I would be like stewing over what needs to be written here the whole time, which is not what I'm interested in doing. I want to get stuff on the paper. I can always edit it later, and I'll be in a better headspace later to be able to do that. So I challenge you all to also join me in giving yourself some grace there. How did Connie describe it? When you are cornered and are desperate for the system's intervention. I've been doing that more with writing and drawing. It's some good advice. It's helped me a lot. It was Connie that brought it up because Connie was sharing at one point that that's something they've noticed they were doing, and what they've been trying to do is like not to push it to the side and then and get to like cross that bridge when you get there, sort of situation. And hearing them talk about it made me go, yeah, I do that a lot too. And that honestly is what overwhelms me a lot with game design and overwhelms me a lot with my writing, is that I've been so critical of like my writing. I'm so critical of the way I phrase things, and it always, I don't know if I feel like this is the folks who like hang out with me and enjoy my content. I feel like y'all are also, I don't know if this has been your experience, but I feel like we are all collectively the kind of folks who like used to write a lot when we were younger, maybe. At least that was the case for me. I used to write a shit ton when I was younger. I used to have several notebooks filled with stories that I would write. In school, especially like between classes and stuff like that, or when I was done with my work, I would do some writing, and I would have my classmates read it. It was really nice, actually. And I wrote so much, y'all. I was writing so much, and like and at one point I think like I stopped doing that for whatever reason. And then I've realized I've become so critical of my writing over the years. You know what I mean? I've been in a weird thought process whenever I feel like I'm not writing enough, where I'm like, dang, I used to write a lot when I was a kid. And then after having this conversation with like Connie and stuff, I was like, dang, it's because at some point I grew this inner critic, and that made it harder to write. Yeah, because I don't think I was this critical when I was writing in my little notebooks. I mean, I had an X1999 fan. I'm so upset. So my mom tossed out all of these little notebooks, I think, to like cleanse the space. I don't blame her for it. I understand. I hadn't touched them in ages, but like I wrote what I remember to be a pretty decent X1999 fanfic. And it's gone now. And I remember, and I used to write them in pen too. So like I wasn't sitting around like fiddling with the way I was phrasing things. I was just writing. I don't remember scratching stuff out that much. I was just writing as it happened. I'm putting them down as they are, regardless of how messy and scribbly it is, and trusting the process. Yeah, exactly. I have so much trouble trying to edit my work. I go back and reread what I've written and can't get myself to do it. Oh, it's so. I mean, it's that makes a ton of sense. I mean, there are people who do those jobs, you know, full time, right? There are people who are just solely editors. Like their whole job is just to look at what someone else has written and edit. Like that's a whole skill and a whole thing. Also, I see the kind of messages I write, lol. Sometimes I go to reread them, I'm like, ugh, that's a whole lot of words I don't know if I want to read that. No, like, yeah, it's something I've been like thinking and reflecting a lot about, and a way that I've been, and if this is something that resonates with you, feel free to join me. But a thing that I've been doing since is that every week my mother-in-law gifted me these cute little notebooks. Trans rights! Woo! I used to have a little flag. I don't have it anymore. But trans rights. Trans rights. I love you, trans people. The world kind of sucks right now for us. So a little moment of vulnerability. The world kind of sucks right now for us. But know that I love you, and know that we are in community together forever, and that you are not alone. And all the spaces that I inhabit are always going to be safe spaces for you all. And we're here together, and we will get through this. Our people have endured through centuries, and we will continue to. We've always been here. All right, love you all. Right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, my mother-in-law gifted me a little notebook, right? A couple of them, and I decided that one of the things I was gonna do is that every week I will write one page. It's like a tiny notebook. It's like yay big, right? It's not that big, but every week I'll just write one page that's just for me. That's self-indulgent, whether it's like a mini fanfic or a you know, you can like look up prompts to just write something about it, but like that's just what I've been doing weekly. Is that before bed I try to write like a few sentences, and I just write, and I don't think too much about it. I write with my fountain pen, so I'm like super reflective when I do it. Yeah, and it's been really nice to just write and not have to worry too much about it, you know what I mean? It's been really, really nice. My other problem though is I've been trying to get myself to read at all. It's such a struggle. Oh, big mood. So I've been reading. Maybe this... I'll talk you through what I've been doing with my reading. And if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. I've also been struggling to read. I'm a voracious reader growing up. Books and books and books. You know, we have a school program. You know, we had a school program when I was in school called Project Nilam, and it's, you basically get like a little report book, and you're supposed to record all the books you've read. And I read a shit ton of books, a shit ton of books. It was so much fun, and yeah, I was a huge voracious reader. And then at some point, I think it just got too hard to read. I think it started in college. College was kind of like when a lot of stuff got difficult in terms of like my hobbies. Probably because I was like writing. I was in law school. I was in a law program, so I was like writing constantly. I was reading constantly, so it was really hard to like get into that headspace to do it for like as a casual thing. So what I've been doing, what I started like I think a couple years ago, is I've been setting little reading goals. I read about 23 books in no, I didn't read 23 books in 2023. I read 12 books in 2023. I was like, I'll read one book a month, which I did. In 2024, I was like, hey, I'll read 24 books. And this year I'm reading 25 books. And that requires me to read 3 books a month. I was really lucky last year that I did actually a lot of my reading earlier on in the year, like the first 6-7 months. I did a bunch of reading, and I kind of fell off after because I was traveling a lot. So I got really lucky last year, but I realized, dang, I need to read more consistently. So this year, what I've been trying to do, Azra, is I'm just being super gentle with myself and reading tiny books. All the books I've been reading so far this year, other than Scum Villain, to be fair, I wasn't reading them. My husband was reading them to me when I was in the States. And also while I've been here. The third book he read to me here. So, like, I had him read that to me. But the rest of the books I've read this year are about, like, yay thick. They're really small. And they're all stuff that I'm, like, super interested in reading. And they're, like, they're within the sphere of stuff that I really, really enjoy. So I read the last book of Scum Villain. That's one of my books. The second book I read is The Cat Who Saved Books, which is this kind of cute little Ghibli styled storytelling, very small, very, very, very fun book about a cat that saves books. And the third book I read was a cozy mystery called The Honjin Murders, which has got me on this like mystery kick now. And I'm reading another book called The Decagon House Murders. So yeah, that's what's been helping me, is just like removing all that expectation. If I read a book, and because I attempted to read a thick book, in fact, this week I attempted to read a thick book. It's about this thick. It's called Black Leopard, Red Wolf. And it was like, it's very well written, very poetic. But as I was reading it, I was like, this isn't what I want to read right now. I kind of just want to read more mystery. So I put it aside, and I was like, that's okay. I'll read it when I'm ready to read it. And I went back to my mystery. Just removing all that expectation has really helped me with my books. Also, we have a new friend in chat. I did see you, but I wanted to finish my thought before I forgot. But hi, Choristal. Welcome in. I'm Valiant Dorian, but I think you know that. Hi, sorry, first time catching you live. I'm hyper fixated on the Chaos Protocol and just finished it in a week. Oh my god! Congratulations for being all caught up. You'll be nice and caught up and ready for our new episode this weekend. But I'm so excited to catch you live. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the chat for Chaos Protocol. We're currently talking about reading. This and what we're meant to be streaming is I'm making a Transmigration TTRPG inspired by a series of books that I've read. And we're having fun. And now we're talking about books. Excuse me. We're talking about books and we're having fun with it. But yeah, honestly, y'all, read small books. Read small books. Read poetry. I found actually reading poetry books was a really good way for me to help build momentum. Because I think that's, for a lot of folks who like fell off, at least in my experience, it's the momentum, isn't it? I don't know if y'all feel the same way. For me, it's the momentum. If I feel like I'm able to do it and I've built the momentum, it gives me the confidence to be able to like continue doing it. You know what I mean? So like I remember in 2024 I read a lot of poetry books. I read a really short poetry book by an Albanian author. I actually got the book on my trip to Kosovo, on my work trip to Kosovo. It was just about yay big. It's super simple. It's basically a poetry book about the poets, the poet kind of like processing their feelings post a like breakup of a long-term relationship, and it's beautiful. It was a beautiful book. It wasn't too heavy. It was like emotional and a little heavy, but because it was a poetry book, a lot of these like, you know, heavy feelings and reflections ended in a couple of pages. So I could just read one poem or like 2 poems a day and then call it, which was very, very nice. I've been doing slow, small bursts of reading, looked at some of the dramaturgy text Rex from C, and also slowly going through Let This Radicalize You, which has been not easy but nice in a way. Yeah, I heard that book's really good. Some of the best poetry is short and sweet. Exactly. You know, and don't be afraid to try new poetry out. And that's another thing. Like, I know a lot of folks are like, I want to read X style of book or X style of genre, but I'm afraid to, like, you know, what if I get it and I don't like it, right? Especially if you like have to purchase your books, if libraries are not accessible to you. And with poetry books, right? At least to me, it feels like a safer way to explore new genres or like new authors from different countries, because with poetry, right, it varies by culture and varies by country. Like style, poetry style is so different from like Desi style to like an Albanian style, right? From like a modern American to like Rumi, right? It's like Sufi kind of poetry. So it's a great way to kind of like dip your toes into different styles of poetry from different areas and different countries and different regions, and learning a lot. Another thing I've been doing, y'all have got me on a kick now. Ooh, y'all have got me on a kick now. And I'm only a little bit sorry. I've only been a little bit sorry. So another thing I've been doing, I started this last year, but I'm continuing to do it this year, where every month, so I have a Hobonichi Techo journal, but in the month page, I don't know if you can see it, let me bring it. Oh, the light's a little bright, but on the month page, I find a poem, I challenge myself, and I go look up a poem that I've never read before online. I either like research by theme or by author or by like a poet that I'm like, oh, this is someone I should read about, and I just write their poem on that page and like reflect on it. It's been so good at, one, getting me to check out different authors, and two, it's just been nice to like read so many different kinds of poetry. Like last year when I did it for my previous journal, I read so many Palestinian poems, and they're all so beautiful, and it's just amazing. It's incredible, and it's a great way to kind of like expand your horizons there. This past year has been rough for health for me and limited to all I could do. Put it vaguely, but once I found a more accessible way for me to read, reading books before my childhood. That's great to hear, because that's a lot of it, right? It's about finding the accessible way to consume reading. I find that to be like a huge thing. Like my husband, it's been nice to have my husband also be on this journey with me of like reading stuff regularly, because we get to talk to each other about it, and I feel like motivated every time. And realizing that like I can't do digital books. I really can't. I think it's the brightness of the screen. I find it hard to read digitally in general. There's just something about like the text and font that I find very difficult to read digitally. So I've just been reading physical books, and I've just been listening to my brain when I'm like, hey, you don't feel like reading this, just Just stop, read something else. That's okay. You got Trans, Red, and Femme by Talia Bhatt. That I have to dig out and start reading too. I heard that's a great book. I haven't read it, but I have a really good friend of mine whose opinion I respect, who loves that book. It's definitely been hard for me to read. I found audiobooks be so useful. Yes, I am considering reading Wheel of Time via audiobook because Rosamund Pike, who plays one of the characters in the Wheel of Time TV series, has recorded, I think, the audiobooks of the first 2 books, which makes me go, that might be it. That might make me read the Wheel of Time series. Making reading more accessible to yourself really makes such a difference. Same, the digital pixels sometimes just stare. Yeah, exactly, Coruscant. You get me. This is something. I think the only kind of digital reading that I can do and do very well and super efficiently is TTRPG rulebooks. I can read TTRPG rulebooks digitally very, very well, and I think a lot of it is to do with like the layout design. I think the layout designers in the TTRPG space are incredible, and they make the reading so much easier, right? I love like TTR. I read how many pages the Dragon Age, the Dragon Age core rulebook. I read last year, like in December, in the span of a day. It's like hundreds of pages. But I can read through rulebooks. Rulebooks is easier for me to read through digitally. Can't do it physically. But other books I can't do it. You and me both, but I'm powering through some of them because I don't have easy access to physical books due to not money, and libraries not easy to get to. I feel you. I 100% feel you in that regard. I am Max has a library. My husband has a library walking distance from his house, which is so nice. And his library has so many cool books. Like, he's read so many BL novels just from the library, which I was like, dang, that's cool. I can tell you right now, my libraries won't have that. Or just books in general. If I had all the time and money, I could just go read all day. I know, right? Digital text used to be harder for me to read, but my light sensitivity made physical books less accessible, and digital text with option to edit text size in light and dark mode has been helpful for me personally through Libby and book PDFs. Yeah, I used to have Libby, but I don't have an American address. Unless I just use my husband's address. I guess that's something I could do. But what accessibility means for each person varies. It's true. It's true. I've also kind of like curate. We're just kind of talking now, so I think I might just pop over to the just chatting cam. All right, we're kind of just chatting now, so let's just chat. A thing I've been doing. So in addition to the writing I do before bed, I have like a bedtime routine now, because what I noticed is, for context, for those of y'all who do not know about my life, I am based in Malaysia. So right now it is 10:59 a.m. It's about to be 11 a.m. So I wake up at around 5. I have a doggy. I take care of the doggy for the first couple of hours. Walk him, feed him, all that good stuff. So then from the hours of like 7 or 8 till 11-ish, I work on TTRPG stuff, whether that is recordings, whether that is streaming like this, or if it is just in general like writing and stuff like that. I that's what I do in TTRPGs. It's in the morning. Then I have a call with my husband for a few hours, and then in the afternoon I have lunch and all of that. In the afternoon I start my day job, because my day job is based in EU hours. I work from around 3 p.m. to about like 10-ish. So that's my routine. And what I've noticed last year since working with my day job is that I have a hard time falling asleep. I think like it's because by the time I'm done with work, it's already so late, and I kind of just want to jump into bed, that I just jump straight into bed, and my brain's still in work mode. So what I've done recently is that I have decided that I need to have like a wind down routine before bed. So what does that look like? I get done with work, I turn everything off, I head upstairs, and I have my little book nook. I turn the little light on, and I see how pretty it is. I like change into my PJs. I put my hand lotion, my like night rescue hand mask thing, because it smells nice. And then I just sit down. This is very Taurus of me, and I'm very self-aware of that. And I sit down, I do my journaling for the night. I have a journal where I record my feelings from the day. I journal at night. And then after I journal, I read a book, or if I feel inspired, I'll start writing my weekly entry for my just writing for myself habit that I'm building. And then I read my book. And I usually set like, I read like 5 pages at least, right? Like 5 pages I'll read. Or if the book is short enough, maybe a whole chapter. Like with the Honjin murders, each chapter was only 10 pages. So I would just read through the 10 pages. And that has been really nice. And like just curating that time to be, this is the time I just sit down, I read, I journal, and that's it. Has been really nice. It's been really, really nice. I really, really enjoyed it. I highly recommend. Routines, very Taurus. Not just routines, self-indulgent routines really works for us, right? It hits the ADHD, it hits the Taurus, right? Like it's about doing things, like building bits of momentum with things that you like. Like I like nice smelling like skincare stuff. I like nice smelling like scents and things like that. So like if I can curate that time, what would make it easier for me to curate that time is if I'm like, all right, time to set the mood with the book nook, time to set the mood with a candle, with a nice hand mask, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm like comfy and cozy. Maybe I'll do a little bit of reading, and then I'll do a little bit of journaling, and it's nice. It's just really nice to do. I've really, really enjoyed it, and it's helped my sleep. I will say it's helped my sleep. Even on days when I have to stay up like super late, right? Even when I have to stay up super late and I don't get a ton of sleep, my sleep is still better than before. And I think that has ultimately helped my mental health. So, yeah. I recommend, if that's something that y'all are able to do, I recommend it. Sorry, I'm just moving the chat a little bit. There we go. Oh, it fits a little better. But yeah, like being able to dedicate that time. If you're able to, before bed's a great time. I don't know about y'all, but reading a book does help me go to bed. Better than opening your dang phone and scrolling through TikToks and Instagram reels, because I've been there too. I'm just gonna close some stuff over here. All right. This is nice. Thanks for chatting with me, gang. I'm trying to think what other habits I've been building. Or attempting to build. I've been doing my Chinese lessons, which has been nice. I just purchased a Chinese workbook when I was out the other day. So I'm doing my Chinese workbook every day, which has been very, very nice also. I need to start reading my Kindle again. I have 4 to 5 books I need to finish. Doom scrolling is truly an omen of bad fate. It is. It is. That's how Sayer's omens come to him as if it's doom scrolling. That's why he feels terrible every time after. Oh, I have to say, Coruscant, binging Chaos, all like 2 arcs of Chaos and some change with arc 3. 2 arcs and a half, essentially. Is wild. In a week? Wild. Wild and powerful. Good job. I need to find out what I'd like and enjoy again and build routines someday. Yeah, take it slow, Azra. I know we're talking about all these things that people have achieved and done and what I've achieved and done, but like, literally take it. If your goal is super small, that's okay. And if you keep finding stuff that you're like, it's not my thing, that's okay. It gets you closer to the thing that you like. I think I need to work on just taking my time when I start panicking over stuff so I don't spiral. That's a big one. That's a big one. I'm still learning that. The thing that I've been doing that's been helping me, at my husband's advice, was that he has told me that I am such a huge critic of myself, and a lot of it is my ADHD RSD. And I realized that he's right. I think that's how a lot of my RSD, for context, rejection sensitivity dysphoria, a lot of my rejection sensitivity dysphoria manifests as self-criticism. And so what he's asked me to do, or like challenged me to do, is that when I'm doing my nightly journaling, I need to write I have a little box in each day where I have to write one win of the day, one nice thing, one nice star on highlight of the day. And it's not been a cure-all. There's still some days where I'm like super anxious and I like spiral and shit, but it's helped. Because I'm trying to remember, I think there was one day, oh yes, it was this past weekend. So this past weekend I was just so tired because we for work, there were a couple of things that the rest of my team members were traveling for work, so I was the only one in the office, essentially, right? Like I'm the one holding down the fort, and there were things that folks needed, and that made me like really nervous because it was the weekend and I felt like I was rushing because I had like a bunch of appointments this weekend, a bunch of things I was going through that were like pre-scheduled. So that stressed me out, and then I started to spiral, and I was like, God, am I not being helpful? God, am I so terrible at my job? Oh no, like, and all of that. And then I went through my day. I took it one step at a time. And then at the end of the day, when I had to write that, I was like, you know, this day started rough, but I got it done, and I painted a cute little guy. But speaking of, I mentioned I was gonna show him to y'all. There he is. My Valentine's Day gift to my husband. Kitty. Jester Kitty. Oh, I need to catch up on chat. Sayer does doom scroll. Thank goodness he doesn't have a phone all the time. Lamar, once I hyperfixate in something, I cannot see but do anything. Oh no. I want to re-listen to all Chaos at hyperspeed. Oh my god. Hyperfixation really haunting us since even in the wake. The RSD runs strong in my blood. I know, I feel you. I'm so glad you're enjoying the Chaos Protocol. That means a lot to me, Koristal. My latest hyperfixations have been on Lumira and slowly kicking and screaming and luckily away from Lumia and Chaos, but also towards God Killer Last Hope. God Killer Last Hope is really good. Being the only one in the office sounds horrifying. It's okay, because there isn't a lot that I have to do. It's a virtual office, so I'm not like having to go to work or anything. It was just that like, I thought I was. It's such RSD because it's all of the horrifyingness is things that I've created. Because I was like, a lot of the issue was I was like, oh, I thought I did everything, but people still need something from me. Like, did I do something wrong? which is not that's not the conclusion, right? Like if someone needs something from me, they're just seeking help from me, right? They just something came up and they wanted they thought, okay, Val, maybe Val can help me out right now, right? It's nothing to do with me not doing well enough in the week or not preempt. My brain really wanted me to be a fucking prophet and like prophesy like what my like colleagues might need in like 5 days. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense. But that was the kind of like emotion I was placing on myself, and then I was like, wait. I need to calm down. Jordan called me out and saying I'm not on a deadline. I have no patience. I need to keep reminding myself I'm not where I was. I'm not on a deadline. Just live. Exactly. You're not on a deadline. You're not on a deadline. Do what you need to do at the pace you need to do it at. RC is a pain in the ass. Oh my god, I swear I watched God Killer Last Hope 10 times and going to Transplaner. I was so glad. It's a great show. Sayer doesn't have a phone, but the Oracle is always there. The Oracle is Sayer's fidget toy. He throws it around. I'm just perpetually stressing my job, and any job I do, when I start to panic, I kind of get bossy, and I worry on helping my coworkers the way that I was taught was the right way, rather than just letting them do it. My roommate said I should find a job that doesn't stress me out, but I don't think such a job exists. Jobs, I mean, I love my job, genuinely. My day job, I love. Love my day job, love my colleagues, best team ever. We rock, right? But there are several moments where I still get stressed out, right? Like, sometimes things around us keep happening, and that's what happens. Lol, doesn't everyone in Chaos have the phone right now? They do. Speaking of, y'all should keep an eye out for the Sayer Journal this week. Keep an eye out for it. Keep an eye out for it. Don't worry about it. There are ones that are lower stress. That's true. There are some that are lower stress. Don't want a job but want money. Be a cruise cycle. That's late stage capitalism for y'all. It's one of the banes of my existence. But yeah, this has been a great chat, gang. All in all, I guess what I'm trying to say is be gentle with yourselves, right? Be kind to yourself. If something you're saying to yourself is not something you'd say to a dear friend, why are you saying it to yourself, you know? I think part of it is the ADHD and the fact that I work customer service job. That's the thing. It's hard when you're working a customer service job. Even for neurotypical people. Even neurotypical people find customer service draining and exhausting and painful. So be patient. Like not be patient. Like be gentle with yourself. So many days I went home crying because of customers. Oh, I understand. I've been there. I used to work as a bartender. But yeah, folks, please keep an eye out for the Sayer Journal this week. I will say if you're caught up, the journal entry might not make a lot of sense if you're not caught up. So please catch up first. There's a God Killer fan run theme week going on Tumblr. Oh yeah, y'all are having a fun time with that. I'm not sure how possibly to find Angelic would be better for me, but I don't know where it'll look, and I'm scared to look in some ways. You don't have to do it right now, Puck. Do it when you're ready. Do what you can. Whenever you find the opportunity or find the want, or if you need a pal to just sit with you and body double, just let us know. The Discord's always there for you. If you need someone to just body double and keep you accountable to go and look at some stuff, just look, not apply, just look. We can do that. Which is a great reminder, since we have a new pal in chat, we have a Discord. Our Discord's not going to be flooding your computer with notifications. We're very, very chill. We're very, very relaxed. We are a community. We are a community, and we're there to hold space for each other. We're there to be there together and hold space for each other, you know? And yeah. So feel free to join us. I like the idea of working, stalking, doing midnight low-key sleep schedule, so screwed right now, but they weren't hiring. Oh no. I'm in my Chaos Protocol Arc 1 era. Listen, Arc 1 era... Listen, I think about Sayer and Abasi's friendship all the time. All the time. My whole heart, I think about Abasi and Sayer's friendship. I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all the cool event I'm going to this weekend. I'm trying to find the link. Will, what's his username? The Will underscore. Okay. Oh, I guess it's not gonna be letting me do it on computer, but I'm going for a miniature painting workshop this weekend. Oh, if maybe the brightness is too high. Oh, it is very high, jeez. It's a Pokemon Valentine's themed workshop. I want to go and paint a Bulbasaur. Oh my god, yay, Discord. I miss all the characters from all the realms. I understand. When I get a chance, I'm definitely gonna be doodling Sayer and Abasi's silly moments. There's so many of them. You'll have a plethora to choose from. Oh Val, they did have decks in stock, so I got one. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. For those who are wondering what Ozra and I are talking about, Ozra was asking me about what playing card decks I use. I got these during Big Bad Con. This is the foreteller. There we go. God, my light is so bright. This is the foreteller dice pack, and this is the other one. There we go. That's better. So I'm glad they have cards in stock, because the last time I checked they weren't, so great job. Alrighty gang, it's getting late. I'm sure my husband is wondering where I am and what I am doing. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. A huge reminder before we head off, a bunch of stuff. I'm Valiant Dorian, thank you for joining me. This has been a lovely stream. If you'd like to support me, please consider pledging to my Patreon. Even at the free tier, you get access to exclusive announcements before they hit social media, and there are a bunch that are probably happening either at the end of this week or early next week, so keep an eye out for those. But yeah, that's a great way to support me directly. And as it sounds like we got a bunch of Transplanar fans here, but if you are wondering, Transplanar RPG is all transgender, person of color led actual play series created by Connie Chang. Our campaigns are set in a non-colonial, anti-orientalist multiverse, and they center compelling stories about queerness, grief, hope, and the power of love. And the Chaos Protocol is back. We're back this weekend on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/TransplanarRPG. Time to witness what happens at a burglary gone wrong. Well, not burglary, I should say. Break-in gone wrong. Some stuff is gonna happen, and I'm excited and I'm afraid. So come and join us. It'll be very, very fun. So that's Transmigration RPG. I've already talked about the Discord. Also, I'm working on a game. We're making great progress. My first ambitious TTRPG, The Beast Within, is a narrative-first action RPG reminiscent of 80s and 90s grunge fighting games. The pre-order store is open, and if you want to go check out the quick start guide, it is also available there. And with that, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let's go and raid somebody, shall we? Let's see, who's online? Who's online? I see Fairbear's online. Cypher Unlimited, Sword and Key. Happy Jacks. Is our boy there? Our boy is there. We're raiding Happy Jacks. Let's send some love because my boy, Kai Kagawa, is there. Please go send them our love. Alrighty, folks. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Please go send Kai my love. I'll be there with y'all. And I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.